Another story time with Uncle Roz. I picked out a book here. It's a pretty new one, but it's a bit of a Aussie classic author, Mem Fox. And Mem Fox has been writing stories since I was a kid. So I'm sure this isn't the first Mem Fox book that you've read. And it's illustrated by old Ronojoy Ghosh, who illustrated the bin chicken story as well. So he's getting around. So it's called I'm Australian Too. What does it mean to be Australian? It's a big question. It's a very deep question. Do you have to be born in Australia to be Australian? Oh, I can hear what you're saying. Yeah, pretty technical, mate. You know, need to have Australian citizenship and have a passport and things. Oh, not necessarily, buddy. All right, but I'm Australian. Is it a sort of way of thinking? Is it looking after your mates? Being kind to other people? What do Australians look like? What do Australians wear? Do we wear the big wide brim hats with the corks? Do we wear thongs? Now, for all those people overseas, thongs are your flip-flops, not your skimpy undies. But what does it mean to be Australian? Let's find out, see if we've got the answer in this book. And if you're listening to this around the world and what country you're from, maybe what does it mean to be English? What does it mean to be American? Alright, but what? I'm Australian too. So I'm a very proud Australian, so we're gonna find out. I'm Australian. How about you? I'm Australian too. My mum was born in Sydney, my dad in Ballarat, and I was born in Melbourne. How Australian is that? How about you? My dad grew up in Darwin. My mum in Humpty Doo. That's a cool town. Our mob's been here forever. Now we share the place with you. How about you? I reckon his mob's been here 40,000 years plus. My family came from Ireland back in 1849. 1 million hungry people died, but now we're doing fine. How about you? My nonno came from Italy. His family followed after. At first their lives were very hard, but now they're full of laughter. How about you? Oh, beautiful food in that Italian one. I'd like to get stuck into all of that. My auntie came from Athens with her brother and her niece, and now we live in Adelaide because it's so like Greece. How about you? Some beautiful fireworks there. My granny came from England and was homesick every day. Then she fell in love with Perth, and now we're here to stay. How about you? Lebanon is beautiful. My family came from there. They fled a war, but now they sing, Advance Australia Fair. How about you? I speak just like an Aussie, which is really who I am. My family lives in Melbourne, but we hail from Vietnam. How about you? My parents come from China. They think Australia's great. Now we live in Canberra and call out, "G'day, mate!" What do you think they're going to say next? That's right. How about you? Somalia was once our home, but it was torn by strife. We're happy now in Hobart, where we have a better life. How about you? My country was Afghanistan. We fled when I was small. Our boat capsized, but we were saved. Now we're Australians all. How about you? Desert, a camel. A train, probably the Garn, crossing the centre of Australia. Looks hot and dry. Syria was where I lived, but then we had to flee. Our family's now in Brisbane, and we're as safe can be. What are you going to say next? That's right. How about you? Sadly, I'm a refugee. I'm not Australian yet. But if your country lets me in, I'd love to be a vet. What's a vet? It's like a doctor for animals. That's right. We open doors to strangers. Yes, everyone's a friend. Australia Fairs is ours to share, where broken hearts can mend. What a great little beachside little town. It's beautiful. Playing cricket in the front lawn there. Other people swimming in the pool. And a guy on the roof with a telescope spying on someone. What journeys have we travelled from countries near and far? Together now we live in peace beneath the Southern Star. The Southern Star is one of the stars in the Southern Cross. You can see it in that picture there. What's your family story? As I said, were you born in Australia? Were your parents born in Australia? Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were born somewhere else. Your grandparents, your great-grandparents. Ask them, get them to tell you. I remember when I was little, my grandma, she was from Ireland. And she always thought Ireland was the best. And everything was better in Ireland. The sausages, stuff from the bakery, the bread, and everything. She remembered it like that. But really, she didn't want to go back and live there. Because Australia is the best. So, I hope you enjoyed that story. And, yeah, ask your mum and dad. Get them to tell them about their story. Where they came from. Alright, how they grew up. Maybe they speak another language. Maybe they don't. Maybe they got a funny accent. And they don't talk proper like. We'll find out. Alright, I want to give a quick shout out to Eloise. You've been listening to these stories. So hello, beautiful girl. See you soon. Remember, Uncle Roz loves you.